I'll go ahead. I'll start by introducing myself. My name is Jeffrey Abrams. This is my brother. This is Mike.
Hi guys, my name is Mike. I've now spent the last 2 semesters with EduTurn. One, I was the student project manager, as well as the customer service team lead. And then this last semester, I actually played the role of TA.
And then I spent the last semester being the student project manager for EduTurn. So Mike and I worked really closely over the last semester to try and bring EduTurn to the point where it's at now. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Give me just a moment to get this pulled up. And can you guys see this okay? Yeah, all right, perfect. So let's jump right into things. I just want to go over who we are. So first of all, EduTurn is an internship program first and foremost. This is ran in all semesters of the calendar year. We also have an ability to add employees into the program if needed. So I'll give you guys a perfect example. So we have students that apply. If there aren't students that run the company, right, in between the transition between semesters, we actually have previous students that have been in the program. They'll come on as an employee and they can run it in the transition. And then that helps us transfer knowledge onto the next semester. But this is an internship program. We run it 3 semesters out of the year. Right now it is fully remote, as most things are with the university, but it has the ability to go back and forth. So as things change, we're kind of in a fluid time right now. We're waiting for more updates on how the next couple semesters will be ran. Just know this can be ran completely remote, or it can be done where we meet in class up at the university. So it's a student-ran e-commerce company first and foremost. So our websites that we run, we have 3 right now. I have these listed here for you guys. So we have Biker Direct, where we sell aftermarket Harley-Davidson motorcycle parts. And that is the same with Biker Parts Superstore. So those are kind of together. We work on those together. They sell the same products. And then we have Children's Organizers, which sells children's furniture, things to organize children's rooms, stuff for preschools, different rugs, furniture, stuff like that. And that's our newest website that we started last semester. It got up and running. And so that's kind of newer to us. We're figuring that one out as we go. And so those are kind of that's our main core business, the 2 biker sites and then the children's site. So as a program, the students are running these day-to-day operations for all of these companies. So we work alongside faculty, which is the biggest part of this internship program, right? We have backing by faculty. And the biggest thing is that they give us their trust, right? They put trust in us to make decisions on day-to-day operations, changes we want to make, things that we want to see happen in the future for the program, for the websites. Things like that are all left up to the students, but they do have the backing, and that's by Taft and Justin. So Taft is a professor, and then his business partner in this is Justin, and Justin came through the program. So he was one of the first people to be a part of EduTurn, and then now he's developed into a partner with Taft taking on this program. So that's kind of who the students work with. I'll move on real quick. We'll go into what we do. This is kind of where we need help, letting students know what they're actually going to be doing. So the company is a dropship company. So our websites are customer facing. So customers would place orders on our website. We then take those orders, reach out to our vendor, place the order, and our vendor ships them directly to our customers, except for international customers. So like I said, that everything that is entailed in that, students run. So whether it's updating products inventory-wise, making sure shipping is good, customer service. So these are our positions that students can get inside of the program. I'm going to go through these kind of a little more in depth. So the student project manager, that's the position that I was in, but that is the position that coordinates projects across all areas of the business. So they really have to be connected. They oversee all 3 sites throughout the semester. And then we have customer facing children's manager. This works on all aspects of our children's site that's customer facing. So whether it's the way our website looks, different things with shipping, the customer service that's involved with our children's site. And then we have a vendor-facing children's manager. This is something that's really important to us. The reason why is we're trying to get more vendors uploaded onto the back end of our children's site. And so this would be the person that's responsible for reaching out to new vendors, creating that relationship, developing that relationship over time, and getting us to be a vendor with that, getting us to have that relationship with the vendor, and then making sure we have products uploaded onto our website. That's kind of something that we'll go into. If people have questions on what that entails or who we're looking for that position, we can talk about that a little bit more. And then we have our customer service manager. This is someone who's going to cover customer service for all of the sites. This is a big position for us. Customer service doesn't end for us when the semester ends. This is something that the students have to work on, developing how it's going to be transferred. For my semester, we developed a schedule on how we would work through customer service, but this customer service manager plays a huge role in the success of the internship. So that's something that we really put a lot of emphasis on, is that customer service. We then have our finance, accounting, and audit. The numbers of the company have to be presented at the end of every month just to the team. We have meetings, weekly meetings, and those need to be updated. So someone that's familiar with QuickBooks, working with the back end of QuickBooks, understanding the reporting and how it's done, and then being able to produce a balance sheet and income statement. So last semester, we had all finance majors enter the program. So a lot of us had to step outside our comfort zone because there was only one finance position available. And that was something that was really cool for us. We were all able to kind of find something new, something different, and develop different skills. But then again, if you are a finance major, if we do encounter this, we do have a position where we can split that in two. We could have one finance person, one accounting person. So there's a lot of flexibility in the roles if people want to kind of enhance their skills or develop new skills throughout the program. We then have a role that's data visualization. This is really big for us. We have to know what our numbers mean. And this was a big opportunity for our semester. So our board meeting at the end of the semester, which we'll go into later, we have to have, things that the board understands, right? They're not involved in our day-to-day operations, but we need to be able to give an update on the company. This is where the data visualization really came into play, creating different graphs using Tableau and different software programs to make sure that we're able to communicate what the numbers of the company mean. Our Bikers Operations Manager. So this was a big position for us as well. This is someone who's going to audit the shipping expenses. They have to kind of develop a plan to get our margins right. They're going to be looking at the insides of our biker sites, if we're hitting the right margins on there. And then depending on their goals, which is going to be something that class decides for themselves, they'll kind of make their own path, but they need to develop a plan to progress those sites. And that would be both the Biker Direct and Biker Park Superstore. And then we have our biker marketing manager. So currently our Biker Direct site is managed, the marketing is managed by a third-party company. So they have to be willing to, that relationship, keeping that relationship open. Also, we do shop the market for new third-party companies. So that's kind of an experience that they'll go through looking for a company. What do we look for in that company? Who do we want to work with? Are they willing to help our students get up to date as new semesters roll in, new students roll in? So that's a big position, is that marketing manager. And then our biker parts superstore, that marketing is done by us in-house. So we have two different platforms of marketing there, and they're in charge of both of those. And before I turn the time over to Mike to move on to this next slide, I just want to give a chance for questions on this. Okay, if I don't hear anything, I'm going to have Mike go into the next slide real quick.
All right, so how do we do this? So there's a couple steps to how we get this done. First and foremost, we're going to get these the students into the program, which is something I'll cover here in a little bit. But training and onboarding process, the first couple weeks are going to be spent getting new students up to speed. The last semester we'll be working typically between semesters, and then they have the responsibility of then getting the next semester up to speed on customer service and where the company is currently standing. From there, we're going to determine roles. So Jeff touched on this, what the potential roles are within the company. I think the biggest thing here is, like Jeff said, where we had all finance students last semester, this is a unique opportunity for students to, expand themselves and really dive into a new opportunity. A finance kid can go and do marketing, or a project manager can be an accounting student. It's really an opportunity for students to get out of their comfort zone. But the biggest thing is regardless of what role you're going to play, you are going to have a voice in everything that is done within the program. Every Monday and Thursday typically is when we meet, and you're going to be able to hear what's going on in each department and then have a voice on how you think things can improve. Determining goals. After we determine who's playing what role, we're then going to determine the goals for the semester. The biggest thing is to be flexible with these. At the beginning, you might set a goal that's a little bit too lofty or maybe not lofty enough. And part of that is we just want to make sure that students get the most out of their experience and are really pushing themselves. This isn't a normal class, and I would say this pushes students in a way that's different than a traditional class does. Part of this is at the end of the semester, we go to that board meeting that we talked about. This is where you're going to present what you did throughout the semester. So class time is currently through Zoom and Slack. Monday, there will typically be a 2 to 3 hour meeting, and then on Thursday, just so the team can meet twice a week and give an update throughout the week as to what is going on. Here you'll present on your particular subject, whatever you're the team lead of, you'll present on that. And then as a team, you guys will discuss what's going on and then decide how to progress forward. So the board meeting is a really, really cool experience. It's not very often that students get the opportunity to actually present a board meeting on a company that they've been running for the last couple months. We have a 5-member board, one of them being Taylor Randall, the dean of the business school, which is a really cool opportunity for students to, meet face to face with mentors to them and get a truly once in a lifetime experience, especially at this young age. So why we do this, I really want to make note of this. Why are Jeff and I here? Why have we pushed so hard for this? And we really think that this is a really unique opportunity for students to learn and grow and test out those skills. One thing I want to make clear is students can receive class credit for this, but it is an elective credit. It is not a core credit, which is something that I want to make clear. This is across the business school. It will count as an elective credit. Stock options. Students are not paid throughout this semester. They are compensated with a stock credit at the end of the semester that they have the option to fund at that time. Real world experience. students are, in a matter of weeks, are going to come up to speed with what is going on within this company, and they're going to pretty soon be running a company. They are going to have that fallback with the mentorship there. So, they are going to have some guidance in the decisions that they choose to make, but students are going to be making decisions that are going to impact the future of this business without a doubt. 360 view of what it takes to run this company. Like I said, the finance person is going to be involved with the children's store, the biker store, the customer service. Students really are going to get a full view as to what it takes to run this business and what goes into each of those little things, as to what it takes to make this company successful, which has been an absolutely invaluable experience for Jeff and I and many other students that have come through this program. They've been able to expand themselves and really, have a broader sense of what it takes to be successful. And lastly, resume builder. Students come out of this with an experience that's second to none as far as getting credit through the school. I think I've kind of harped on it enough already, but you are running a business. You are making decisions that affect the future, and it's up to you what you want to do out of this. And I think here's really where we kind of touch on the business school's motto of doers want it. We're really looking for students that want to get the most out of their schooling experience and want to do something really cool. And here's their opportunity to, work with peers and really push themselves to the next level. So potential candidates, at this time, we have kind of eased the entry into the program. At this time, we're not requiring, but we encourage at least one of the following classes. So accounting 3600 or 3601, finance 3040 or 3041, IS 4410 or 4411, marketing 3010 or 3011. So same with any other class, we do expect about 15 hours a week from each student. This will be filled partly with class time. So that's that Monday call or in person, and then that Thursday call or in person. Candidates should be in their junior or senior year. We're just trying to give the upperclassmen an opportunity to really expand their skills and really help develop themselves before they go out into the workplace. And then the online application. So if you go to utah.edu in the top right-hand corner of the website, there's that search bar. If you just type in EdTurn, it'll pull up our application and you'll be able to apply right there online. That is the way we are suggesting people apply for the program, is EdTurn through the Utah website, and then there's a small application that they'll fill out, and then we'll be able to start that onboarding process.
One thing that we'll mention with the potential candidates and eligibility, this is a program that has a ton of applications. So there's a lot of different majors that this program can kind of touch on, whether it's, a communications, a finance, accounting, management, whatever it may be. So these requirements, as they may say on our site, we want people to still apply, even if they're not meeting the exact requirements. Encourage people to apply. We've made exceptions in the past for people to come into this program. I think that will continue in the future because it's really the person that we're looking for, right? So if we're going through an interview process, we may not care so much that they took a class. It's more what they want out of the program, what they're bringing to the table. So we just encourage everyone to apply. We will look at it no matter if you have taken these courses or not. There are more eligibility requirements posted on that website that Mike just explained to you guys how to get there. There's even eligibility for graduate students and etc. on that side of things. So real quick, I just wanted to put these links up here. So the first link on here is what Mike just walked you guys through, how to get there. And then we're going to have emails. If there's questions from students, from advisors, career coaches, just email us directly. We're more than happy to answer any questions students have, whether it's going to fit in their schedule with work and school, if this is something they can supplement with another work project over the summer. We're more than happy to answer all those questions. That is the end of our presentation, our slides for you guys. I want to open this up to let you guys ask us some questions, ask us about our experience or anything else you want to know about this program.
Okay, I'm sorry if you already mentioned this, but I know it's a class, so is it an unpaid internship?
It is unpaid. So the compensation for the internship, on this slide here, that stock option is how people are compensated through. So they're presented a stock option as they would be in a normal company. And that is how they're compensated for their time throughout the semester.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Are students able to see, or us able to see, the value of that stock or know what the value is?
So you're saying the actual valuation that's placed on the company that stock option's based off of?
Yeah, because it would help us know like what sort of quote unquote compensation someone might be receiving.
Yeah, I can get exact numbers for you, and I can send them to you, and I can send them out so all of you guys can have them. I'm not sure if I can just post them on here.
Yeah, I understand.
So I will make sure that I reach out and see if we're able to communicate that to career coaches, just so you guys have a better understanding of what type of value is provided. I don't think I'll be able to post it on here.
Jeff,
Thank you.
because the students have to apply for this, and it is for elective credit, is this, do they need to reapply after one semester, or can they continue?
So, are you saying like if they applied, they didn't get in for the next?
So what if they got in? Are they only on this project per semester, or can they continue?
So it depends on their role, right? So Mike continued, he was a student in the program, and then his following role was as a TA. And when he was in the TA role, he was a paid employee of the company.
Okay.
So it depends on how they shift through the company. There are people who are working for the company and then being interns. So we have a lot of flexibility on kind of what role they're in currently, how they're going to continue with EduTurn. And that's really up to them. But as far as the internship goes, I think class credit is only going to be given for one semester.
Yeah, and it just depends on how they really want to go through the program. If you go through it one semester and you want to continue with the second, it's more than likely that, part of being part of it one semester means that you're going to be onboarding that next semester and, helping bridge that knowledge gap from semester to semester. So, you are going to play a role, but I do believe that Jeff is correct when he's saying that we're only going to be able to get one semester's worth of elective credit out of the program. And then again, that TA role is more of a paid employee role versus signing up through the program again.
And go ahead. Sorry, I heard someone come on.
Yeah, I was going to say, how many students are you looking to hire for those different roles?
So it's a 10 to 15 is where we're at.
And that's what you need for the summer semester?
So we've ran this program with as few as 3 students. Obviously, as we get more, the experience kind of expands for them, right? If we only have 3 students, they're making sure that the minimum day-to-day operations are done. But as we get more students, now we can kind of dive deeper into real business, different things like if they have ideas they want to try out or different ways they want to change the company. The more we have, the more we're able to do. So that's a big part of this. But for the summer, I believe, as far as I've seen, I think we need 5 is where we're looking at a minimum for summer. But this is a great opportunity. I know a lot of internships have been taken away with COVID, and this is something that people can do remotely. So even if they're not, around the university right now, we operated this completely remotely throughout the second half of last semester.
We had a student from Texas be able to, be an active participant in day-to-day operations all the way from Texas. So you don't have to be here directly in the state. You can be outside of the state and still work on this successfully. So
is there potential for the EduTurn program to expand into new businesses, additional businesses? Is that on, I guess, on the timeline? Or
I think that's the goal of us getting more and more students on. When we have 3 students, it's really hard to expand the business when we're just fighting tooth and nail just to maintain the business. Over the last 2 semesters, we've been able to see a lot of great success by bringing in more and more students that are competent and hard workers and that really want to get stuff done within the company. So Children's Organizers is our latest website launch. It's still in its pretty early stages. So right now we're going to focus a lot of the energy on building that up to a little bit of a greater height. But I think definitely with time, new websites will come as we progress. So yes, absolutely.
And it's definitely up to the students as they kind of set their goals throughout the semester. Eventually, we're going to run across semesters where they say, we're the semester that wants to launch something new. We have an idea. And they can present those ideas and that can be discussed in class. So EduTurn's always open to that, especially on the expansion side as we get more students involved. Yes.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah. And one thing I wanted to go over just for career coaches, the resume builder side of this, what it did for me especially is I want to say crazy. That's probably the wrong word, but it allowed me to add a lot to my resume. My leadership skills that I developed through this, that was something I never really experienced before this. And that is something that everyone gets to be a part of. They really get to be a leader in their own kind of way, in the role that they're in, but also working as a team. That was something that we found helped a ton of people. And as finance majors, as we all were last semester, we were open to a ton of new ideas and things that we were able to put on our resume. And that's really the goal of this, right? We want to have students be a step ahead when they're going out into the job market, when they're competing against other people for jobs. What have they done in their past that have allowed them to get new opportunities, get new experiences? And this is something that opens up a ton of doors for students to kind of build their resume.
Is it mandatory that they do this internship for elective credit, or could they just do it as an internship without the elective credit?
So it can definitely just be an internship with no elective credit.
Okay.
Yep.
Thanks.
That would just be up to the student's discretion, yeah.
And how do they apply for just the internship without the elective credits? It's been my understanding thus far that it's always been EduTurn BUS 5880 Section 3. So,
yeah. So they can still apply online through that portal. And then as far as adding the class, we just won't add it to their online, onto their Canvas. That's something that we go through on the back end and get that taken care of where, if we know ahead of time that student isn't going to get credit for it, then we won't put that into their Canvas.
and does them not earning credit for it have any bearing on their acceptance into the program?
No.
Okay.
So does that mean that they would not pay tuition for that?
There's the potential.
If they're not registered for credit, they shouldn't be paying tuition for it, right?
Right.
Right. Yeah. Does that answer your question? So if they're not getting credit, then it's not it won't be posted on their tuition.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
But they still have access to the Canvas course as non-credit.
We really don't do much through Canvas. The biggest thing is at the end of the semester, we do have students do an 8 to 10 page write-up on their semester. And that will be taking, Mark Parker is technically the teacher of the class. And he reads those 8 to 10 page papers at the end of the semester. So we probably won't add it to their Canvas. We might still ask them to do that 8 to 10 page paper just so we can, get some feedback from them about how the semester went, but we probably won't touch anything that they need to do online.
So just to clarify, so make sure I understand, since I represent one of my majors doesn't accept this class for general elective credit, then if we have students who just want to do the internship or the actual work experience portion, that is a separate application on the EduTurn website that's not for BUS 5880? Or is it the same application?
No, same application. So we'll have everyone go through the same application portal regardless if they want credit, if no credit is going to be accepted from them. So regardless.
Do they check a box somewhere?
No, so that'll have to be communicated to us. We go, once they've applied, there is a process where, it'll be either a phone call or we'll reach out to them, right, through, whatever variety of communication methods that they provide to us. But we'll reach out to them to kind of understand why they're entering in the program and then what they want to get from it. So in that's where we would ask if they're doing this for class credit or not. But it's all through the same application.
Will they get preference if they take it for credit since Taylor's involved in it and Mark's teaching it? No.
I apologize for joining the call late. I had a problem getting in, but all of the applications, the starting point is with Amanda, Ashley, and Mark's office, and we'll just notify them that to be on the lookout that they're good, that this semester there will be several students who might not want the credit, and then the application will be the same. The communication from Mark's office will be the same. They just won't have to pay tuition.
Okay, thank you.
And they still qualify for the stock options, though. How are those transferred or paid out, if you will?
Yeah, so that's a really cool question. So that was kind of my intent with putting this class together. I use the same documentation that my lawyers have prepared for other companies that I founded. We have a one class period lecture where we hand out the stock option plan and the stock option grant and then review that with the students. Their assignment, if you will, for that is to then go away and read that as if they are really employees, from the perspective of an employee, come back with questions, and then they just execute that. That is absolutely separate from the class.
And as a student, a really valuable experience learning about that. Not very often you get posed with such a big question at such a young age. So really, really cool experience to walk away from this program with.
Is there a limit or time limit on when they can exercise that stock option?
Yeah, so typically a stock option you have to exercise within 90 days of leaving the company. Okay. And with EduTurn, we've drafted this separately so that they have 10 years. Nobody will execute those stock options until there's some event that will produce cash for them. So the students never come out of pocket anymore.
And I just got a message just asking for the actual websites, just so you guys can look at those. So I have here posted on this slide the actual URL to each of those websites. If you guys want me to send those out to you, I'm going to see if I can put them in the chat real fast.
You were in great hands having Mike and Jeff kind of start this off. Again, I'll apologize for being late. But the perspective that I will share is over the last 2 years, there has not been a single semester where I haven't taken a due diligence call from a potential employer. And the employers, and it's companies like Morgan Stanley, there was a pharmaceutical company that one of our people got hired by. They're really, really impressed with the opportunity for the participants to lead a team and be on a team. They want employees that can do both. And EduTurn really, in the conversations I've had, has been one of the most important things for getting the employers comfortable with hiring.
So I have a quick question, just because of what the situation that we're in right now, but I think that I was just wondering, normally I wouldn't even think about this, but would there be a possibility that someone who just graduated, who maybe their employment has been delayed, they're not going to be a current student, would you ever consider having someone like that do this internship, as it were, if they're not a current enrolled student?
Well, just as we've kind of crossed the bridge about students not needing to enroll for credit, I think we do that. I think I would want to talk to those students and make sure that even though they're no longer official students, that this still fits with their career objectives.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
And this was a really cool opportunity for Mike and I, because we go through all these classes, but this was an opportunity to see if those classes really transfer, right? So we were able to test our skills, which is a big part of this, right? You're seeing if what you've learned actually applies, how it applies, what have you taken from it, and what can you actually do with it. And if it doesn't apply, you're going to learn a heck of a lot by being involved with this. So it was a really big opportunity to see how we've gone from classwork. Does it transfer? Okay, maybe not, maybe. But we were open to so many new things that kind of were completely new to me. One of them was marketing, right? I had taken one marketing class, and now I'm sitting here looking at in-depth marketing numbers, trying to understand, everything that goes into that. And that was a completely new experience for me, and probably something I would have never got out of the classroom or being on the phone with vendors. That's just not something we do in class. We don't actually reach out to vendors and develop that relationship with them. That's just not something that class, like a normal class, would give you the opportunity to do, and this does.
Quick question. Is the Children's Organizers website supposed to be live? I'm having trouble pulling it up.
Yeah, I just got a message. I can go, I'll take a look at it and see what's going on there. But yes, it should be live. I just pulled it up and it just said it was down for me as well. So
okay.
We'll have that back up so you guys can take a look at that.
And Jeff and Mike, both of you, are you available to answer questions for any students that may be interested in doing this and just want to get more firsthand, input?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Both of us are available. I put our emails at the end, and I can also send them in the chat here, so you guys have those. But yeah, we're more than willing. If someone needs to reach out to us by phone, I'm more than willing to do that as well. So
yeah, we'll leave our phone numbers and emails in the chat for you guys, and feel free to send any potential candidates our way, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that they have.
Can you drop the PowerPoint in the chat as well? Or
yeah, we can do that, absolutely.
Thank you.
How long has each of you been in EduTurn?
So I spent the last 2 semesters. So I spent 1 semester as an actual student of the program, project manager, and customer service team lead. And then this last semester, I was the TA. So I played more of a mentorship role and kind of helped bridge the gap of information from semester to semester.
And then for me, so I was involved with this last semester. I was the student project manager. So just 1 semester that I've been involved. Obviously, I had Mike there with me, so I kind of heard about the program, which was a big deal because going through whether it was academic advising, career like coaches, if it weren't for Mike, honestly, I wouldn't have got this opportunity. So I'm really grateful that he, came through the program and that I was able to. But this is something that we want to make sure everyone has the knowledge of and at least has that opportunity to apply and come be a part of this.
Yeah, so up until this point, this program is spread just by word of mouth of former students. So we're hoping by working with you guys, we can really expand this program and get this to take off. We've been able to see a lot of really great growth over the last 2 semesters, and we're really excited for what the future holds for this program.
Have you had good applicant numbers so far this semester?
We have about 6 applicants so far. So we're working through that. That'll be our main task this week, is getting people going. We're trying to get as many people on as we can before the 11th. So that'll be what we're working through this week. So if you guys have anyone, feel free to send them over and we'll be happy to talk to them and get the ball rolling.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any questions for us? All right, that looks like everyone has asked their questions. We really appreciate your guys' time. We're looking forward to working with all of you guys and growing this program further. Feel free to reach out to either Jeff or I at any point in time. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you guys have.
I'm gonna send the slides just in a PDF real quick to you guys in the chat. So let me do that before we hop off this call.
Awesome. Well, while Jeff's doing that, I just want to thank both of you and tap you as well. This has been really great. What a fabulous program it is for students with credit or without credit, really, to be able to get this kind of experience in running a business. And there's so many different aspects of it. So I think this is something that we can really get behind and share with all of our students, and hopefully get you guys some more applicants by the end of the week.
Wonderful.
Yeah, that would be awesome. You guys should have got the slides in the chat. Our phone numbers and emails are in there as well. Feel free to reach out to us if students have questions, or we can talk to them directly. We're more than happy to do that.